Hi everyone, myself is Umrez, working as an assistant professor, Department of MBA, MLR Institute of Technology, Hyderabad. I am going to discuss the various concepts related to the subject marketing management. In today's session, we will discuss about marketing environment. So the overview of today's session is we will discuss about what is the meaning and definition of marketing environment and what are the different types of marketing environment that we have. As a part of that, as we will discuss about what are the internal factors, what are the external factors that includes micro and macro environmental factors, and we will conclude today's session with importance of marketing environment. Now, let us have a look on what is marketing environment means. Basically, as we all know that every business activities will be affected by certain factors. Now, these factors are, some might be the internal factors that we have, as well as some might be direct factors we have, and some factors is we have external factors that are might be even indirect. All such type of factors is we will call them as marketing environmental factors. It means, for example, we want to fix the price of a product. How can we fix the price of a product? We will consider the various factors like competitors, government, industry rules and regulations, customer perceptions towards that product, etc., etc. So all these factors is combinedly as we will call them as marketing environment. So it refers to various factors that directly and are indirectly, or we can also say that it might be direct as well as indirect, influences the activities of marketing. Now here, what might be the marketing activities that we have? Like production of a product, pricing of a product, distribution of a product, or else promotion of a product like advertisements, etc. So any of the decisions related to the marketing, all decisions will be taken by considering certain factors. Those factors as we'll call them as marketing environment. There is a specific definition of this marketing environment which is given by Philip Kotler, who is considered as the father of modern management, and he defined marketing environment as it is a company's marketing environment consists of internal and external factors. That means there are certain internal factors are available that are within an organization, as well as certain factors which are outside of an organization. Both will influences factors and various forces which affect the company's ability. Now, the ability of an organization with respect to develop and maintain successful transaction. What is a successful transaction here? Like exchange of goods and services. With respect to the marketing, how we can define a successful transaction means selling of a product to the customer, conducting any marketing activity, that will call it as successful transactions. And at the same time, it will also influences the relationship with company's target customers, how effectively that we need to maintain, or how we need to change our relationship with the customer. All these kind of elements will be influenced by certain factors that we'll call them as marketing environmental factors, or simply we will call it as marketing environment. So this is the basic definition given by Philip Kotler. Major aspects here we have internal and external factors affecting the business decisions or marketing decisions. Now here let us have an example, like we have a car tire manufacturing unit. Now what model, or else what is how we need to design that one? What should be the price of that product? Like a car tire, how we will decide that one? So a tire car manufacturer marketing environment can consist of external factors like import and export laws. Does the manufacturer is allowed to sell the product to the other countries? Can he able to import any other raw material required to that? Depending upon that, the design of that product will changes, the material used for that product will changes. What is the taxation system? The latest element that we have from 22nd, GST is going to be changed. So what is this will influences the pricing decision, distribution decisions of a product. So what is the taxation system that we have? What are the technological advancements that we have? So according to as the car models are changing, The required elements with respect to a tire might also changes. So what are the technological advancements that we have, how effectively that we can able to develop with minimal error, and etc. As well as these are all the external factors that we have. And when it will comes to the internal factors such as competitors, so who are the competitors, what type of product that the competitor is offering to the market, what are the features, what are the limitations of that competitor's product, so that we can develop on that one and we will gain competitive advantages. Market intermediaries, that means whoever distributes that product, suppliers of that product, as well as the resources of that organization, that means company itself. So these are the internal factors that are influencing the decision of marketing. So these are the various internal and external factors affecting the marketing decisions. Now come to the concept that is types of marketing environment. Yes, as we said that there are certain internal as well as external factors are influencing the marketing environment. So depending upon the same, the marketing environment has been classified into two types majorly, that is internal environment as well as external environment. So the forces that are influencing marketing environment are includes both internal as well as external factors, external that we have. Now these classified into internal and external. Again, this external environmental factors have been classified into two types, that is micro environmental factors and macro environmental factors. Now let us have a in detail discussion on all these factors. The first one as we have, that is internal environmental factors are internal environment. So what is this internal environment and how this internal environment is affecting the marketing decisions? So these are the factors that are existing within internal and external. That means internal factors of an organization that are affecting the organizations and affect the marketing decisions. Now what are those internal factors that we have? Some of them include like the mission of an organization. So what is the mission of an organization? So as we know that strategic intent, vision, mission, objectives, goals, strategies, plans, etc. Now what is the mission means? The basic element for which the entire organization work in order to achieve that specific mission of an organization. Like does the mission will influences the marketing? How? So let us assume that the mission of an company, organization is sustainability. If the sustainability is the objective, is the mission of that organization, then ultimately what type of products that they'll develop? They are developing eco-friendly products. One of the best example that we can call Mama Earth here. Now, what is the objective of Mama Earth means is to develop the sustainable products, to provide the sustainable products that will fulfill the requirements of their customers. Now, for that, what they are doing? They are developing eco-friendly products to the customers. So, the second one that we have, it is organization structure. Now, what is basically organization structure means is it represents how in an organization the things are related to each other. For example, like we have a board of directors, under that CEO of a company, under that the different managers, different executives and all. That means organization structure represents the relationship among the employees of an organization, that we'll call it as organization structure. There are different types of structures we have. For example, like centralized and decentralized organization. Now, what is the meaning of centralized organization structure? Where all the decisions are restricted, are present in a single hand, then we'll call that as centralized organization. Decentralized organization means at every level is they are giving the authorities, decision making authorities to their next subordinate. Now, let us assume that when the organization is a decentralized organization, then they will go for localized product. Decentralized, like let us consider a company is distributing their products throughout India. In that case, if it is a decentralized organization, now taste and preferences of every geographical area will changes. For example, they have their branches in Chennai, in Bangalore, in Delhi, in Hyderabad, Rajasthan they have, Gujarat they have, all these are the different areas where they have their branches. Now, if it is a centralized organization, what happened? They'll develop the product in a single area and they'll distribute that product. That is centralized organizations that we have. Mass or standardized products can be provided. But when it is a decentralized organization, what is the advantage of that one? Localized products can be prepared. That means whatever the taste and preferences according to the respective region is, they'll develop the product. So that is possible when the organization is a decentralized organization. The next one that we have, it is culture of an organization. Now, what is the culture of an culture? Culture represents the values, beliefs of an organization. Now, if the culture of the organization is towards the innovation, so always they are focusing, they are encouraging their employees to go for innovativeness, research oriented. In such type of organizations, what happens? The employees are empowered enough. In those cases, if they'll take, risk taking will be very high. The employees can able to conduct more and more effective campaigns because they know how to manage the risk. And the last one that we have, it is various resources of an organization. Now, like the different resources that we have, for example, like let us consider HR resources that we have, that is employees. If the employees of an organization are digitally very strong, skilled digital team that they have, in that case, what happens? They'll go with online campaigning. That means promotion of a company is influenced by their digitalization, the knowledge of their employees. At the same time, like let us consider financial resources, another aspect that we have. Like the organization have a limited finance, they don't have much more financial strength available. In those cases, what happen? Always they'll focus all their activities with respect to cost effectiveness. So these are the various internal factors. All these are controlled, are updated, modified within by the approval of board of directors, CEO and all. That means all these are controllable factors that we can say. So these factors are ultimately influencing the marketing decision. Come to the next category, that is external environment. Now, what is an external environment? What will constitute an external environment? So these are the various factors that are influencing outside of an factors outside of an organization, but they'll influences the decision. Best example like taxation that we have, government policies that we have. Now, whenever there is any change in any policy, ultimately what happens? That will influences your product production, distribution, pricing, etc. Taxes. Now, the tax as the GST is going to be reduced on many of the products. As recently we can see that Amal has announced that they are going to reduce the price of packed milk that they have. Now, why it was happened? Why they have taken the decision to decrease the price of the product? Because of GST, which is one of the external factors that we have. All such type of factors will constitute external environment. These are the factors that are exist outside of an organization and affect the marketing decision depending upon its influences. These factors are classified into two types, that is micro environmental factors and macro environmental factors. Now, what is micro and macro? Micro, as we can say that these are small, but macro are large. But macro environmental factors, for example, if we will see like this is internal environment of a business. This internal environment is affected by another aspect. This is micro environmental factor, which is very close to the organization. And the next one that we have, larger one, that is macro environmental factors. That is, these are more and more we have, but its influences might not be directly onto the company, onto the organization. This will influences micro environmental factors as well as the internal environment. Now, let us have a look on what are these micro environmental factors and how these will influence us. So, micro environmental factors, micro environment, we can also call it as task environment. Now, micro environment consists of all the actors. Now, what is the meaning of actors here? Means we can consider this as the various individuals or organizations that are influencing actors and the various forces in a company's immediate environment. Immediately, whoever present, that all such type of factors, we will call them as micro environmental factors, with whom the organization is directly interacting. and these factors will directly influences the decisions of a organization. Now, what are those factors that we have? They include all these are the various factors that we have, like suppliers, customers, intermediaries, competitors, as well as the public. Now, who are suppliers? Suppliers represents the people who will offer, who will provide raw material to the organization, who will supply the raw material to the organization. We will call them as suppliers. Now, let us assume that if the supplier is supplying quality raw material to the organization, ultimately quality of the product will increases, wastage will decreases, quality increased, ultimately wastage decreased, then definitely the organization can able to offer the product at less prices. But when the negotiation power, bargaining power of the supplier increases, ultimately our marketing decisions will go to the control of suppliers. The next factor that we have, it is customers, who will play very key role in any type of business. So, irrespective of the quality of the product, irrespective of price of the product, any product, if it is accepted by the customer, then definitely the organization can able to succeed in the market. In some cases, we might have seen the product might be a quality product. Until and unless the customer won't give a positive response, favorable actions by the customer, then it is not possible to survive. So customer play very key essential role in marketing decisions. Now, why we required this one? For example, like need identification, preferences of the customers, behaviors of the customers, etc., can be influenced by. For example, like we are planning to start a retail store in a small rural area. Then how do we pack that product? Do we pack like in cities, like in bulk quantities? Means may not be there. We will go with small flanking, that we will call it as small quantities that we will prepare. Why? Because in that villages the customer habituated to buy regularly. They won't buy the things once in a month or twice in a month. In that cases, what happened? We need to offer the product in small quantities, then only we can able to survive. But if we'll come to the cities like Hyderabad, Bangalore, Chennai, etc., the people are very busy with their schedules. In that cases, we need to offer the product in bulk quantity. So not only with the quantity of distribution, pricing decision, product designing, all will be influenced by customers. The next one that we have, it is intermediaries. Now, who are intermediaries? All those people are channels, whoever present between the manufacturer as well as customer. All these channels, we will call them as intermediaries or marketing channels. Now, does the marketing channels will play any key role? Yes, definitely. Why? As a manufacturer, we have developed that product, but these intermediaries will take the responsibility to provide the product to the customer. They have the power to convince the customers, because the customers have a direct interaction with these intermediaries. So, as long as our intermediaries are supporting to the organization, then definitely we will grow. We need to take the opinion of intermediaries before taking any kind of decisions. The next one that we have, it is competitors. Now, competitors will offer opportunity to us. When we will analyze the competitor in an effective manner, then we can able to identify what are the opportunities present to our organization. How we will do this one? Yes, what are the limitations of this limitations of competitors needed to be identified, so that we will transform the limitation of our competitor into a product, so that we can achieve the success in the market. So we need to always keep an eye on the activities, actions of our competitors. And the last one that we have, it is public support. Now, what is the difference between public and audience? Public and customers. Customers are those people who are using our product, but public are those people who might not have the need of our product, or who are not using our product. Yes, all such type of people will consider as public. Now, does the public will influences marketing decisions? Yes. Now, public, not only the customers, public, if they are in the favor of a company, then definitely what happen, the activities of a marketing, activities of a business can be operated in a smoother way. Otherwise what happen, even it will result in shutting down of the industry itself. So these are the various internal factors, sorry, these are the various external factors which are micro environmental factors that are influencing the marketing decisions. Now the next aspect that we have, it is macro environmental factors. Now as we said, what is the meaning of this? Macro means large. So these are the large factors that are influencing the decisions. Now these are uncontrollable, like internal factors, like resources of the organization, mission of the organization. These factors cannot be controlled. They are not controlled by the organization. Every organization has to accept this one, or they need to develop the strategies to manage, but they cannot able to control them. What are these factors? These influences the company, industry, as well as the micro environment. As we said, the three circle picture that we have: internal environment, micro environment, and this last one that we have, it is macro environmental factors. Now what this macro will do means, it will influences company as well as the industry. Along with that, micro environment can also be influenced by this macro environment. Now what are the various macro environmental factors that we have? Like demographic factors, economic factors, natural factors, technological environment that we have, legal environment, as well as the last one, socio-cultural environment of a business. Now there are different ways to remember that, STEPIN. Or else, yes, socio-cultural factors, technological factors, economical, political, international, natural. So now let us have in detail discussion about what are these factors and how they are influencing the decisions. The first one that we have, it is demographic environment. Now what are demography? The basic characteristics of individuals like age, gender, income levels, family size, etc., etc. Now why it needed to be considered? Demographic represents the characteristics of population. Now here what is population means? Our target customers for whom that we are going to develop a product. Now what are these demographic elements? Characteristics include like size of population. We are targeting for the children's newborn babies. How many such type of newborn babies will be present in that area? Growth rate. What is the possibility? That means how can we find out the growth rate? With respect to the time duration, what is the increase in the size of population with respect to that specific segment? And at the same time, age composition. What are the different age people are available in that area? Household structure, that is nuclear families or else combined families, how they are, education levels of the people, really, regional factors, etc. So these are the various demographical factors of individuals are our target customer, target market that we have. Now let us analyze the same demographic influence by taking one of the example of a smartphone manufacturing unit. Whenever a company is manufacturing a smartphone, does it is needed to consider the demographics? Yes. How it will be useful? For example, we want to define the features of a product. Like if it is, for example, like youngsters that they are using, what they'll see, camera clarity. Instead of that one, if the same mobile is used by a professor, what they'll see, the data storage capacity that we have. That means depending upon certain demographics, it will be influenced. Price of a product, affordability of that. That is, income levels is also one of the element of demographic. So what is the income of that customer? Our target customer, depending upon that, we need to select our price of our product. Now promotions that we have, either we need to go with conventional models, that is traditional models, or we need to go for online models. For example, like let us consider I want to go for advertising of a product that is useful to the farmers. In that case, if I am going with online channels, does it is useful? No. So how we will decide this one? Depending upon what are the characteristics of our demographics, depending upon that, yes, a smartphone manufacturing unit can take all this decision. Come to the next environmental factor, macro environmental factor, that is economic factor. Now what is this economic factors that we have? Economic factors will influence purchasing power of customers. In the first lecture, we discussed about who are important to a company means the customers who are able to create the demand are important. Now, who can able to create the demand? The people whoever have possessing the purchasing power, only those individuals can able to create the demand for a product. Now, purchasing power of a customer, at the same time distribution of money, that means how they are spending their money, how much that they are spending towards their savings, towards their monthly expenses, education, health, all these represents the distribution of money. Now, depending upon this one is the demand for a product will changes. Now, what are the economic factors that we have? Like inflation rate. If the rate of inflation is very high, then ultimately what happens? The customers never go with luxury products. We need to develop the products that are economical friendly to that customers. Next one, rate of interest. Now there are, for example, like let us consider retail industry that we have. Now in case of retail industry, when the house loans are offered at less interest rate of a house loans have been decreased, then ultimately what happen? The demand for this industry will increases. That means what are the rate of interest, and at the same time unemployment levels, and if they are more employment is present in that area, then ultimately purchasing power will increases. When the unemployment rate is high, then purchasing power of the people will decreases. And overall the economical stability, that means economical stability means, for example, if an individual earning some x amount, then how much that he is saving, does it is going in the same way or not? That is, whatever the expenses, distribution of that money is taking place in the same pattern or else continuously fluctuating. If it is continuously fluctuating, then what happen? The customer never prefer to buy the products that are not necessary to him at that point. All these factors will influences the business decision. Now, what of the example that we have here? It is a car manufacturing unit. How does a car manufacturing unit will fix its price? Now it will define its price depending upon the various strategies that can be used, like what is the discount available, rate of interest, etc. And at the same time, that the company want to give their promotions, how they can promote. There are different elements that we have, like quality, quantity, features of that product, stylishness of that product, budget of that product, etc., etc. Now, if it is depending upon the economical factors we are promoting, then we will inform to the public value for money, fuel saving of that car, low maintenance, etc. So these are the various promotional factors that are influencing the customers with respect to promotion of a product. Come to the next factor, it is natural factors. Does the nature will influences? We can also call this as physical factors, physical environment. Does the nature will influences? Yes. So in nature we have the different resources that are renewable and non-renewable resources. Both are required as the inputs in order to produce a product, which are very important for marketing. Now, the renewable resources like plants, agriculture, sea, etc. Non-renewable resources also we are using, like different types of minerals, core, etc. Now, what is the role of marketers here? Marketers need to identify what is the need of these materials and the consequences of that if it is not available. Marketers should be aware of the trends like shortage of raw materials in the market, increased population, increased government interventions in natural resources. So that if we are not taking proper care about the natural resources, protecting of that one, a government may seize even our organization. Government may ban our product into the market. So in order to remove that one, yes, we need to update our organization with respect to the various policies that govern, that explains about natural environment. The management of the companies will have to understand their marketing responsibility, commitment towards providing or offering by providing green marketing. Even you can see in the back side of every paper there, with a green pen, there is something like this will be present, that is representing recyclability, and at the same time they are encouraging with by putting a cartoon which is throwing something in a dustbin. That means after using of this product, yes, please throw that wrapper in a dustbin. So it is a responsibility of the marketers to communicate, to educate the customers about protection of our natural resources. Come to the next factor, it is technological factors. Yes, technology offers the opportunities, at the same time it will also create the threats to the organization. We always need to update with respect to technology. How does this technology will influences the marketing decision? Like the various advances in technology, innovations that we have, digital transformations that we have. Digital marketing is one of the best example for technological advancements. Nowadays, as we can see that AI in marketing, that means using artificial intelligence to conduct the various marketing activities. So all these are the latest advancements that are taking place in the field of marketing with respect to technology. So why we needed to consider all these elements while developing a product as well as the distribution of a product. Now robotic technology has been, robots has been used in order to distribute that product. So all such type of elements are important to analyze. Communication methods, how to communicate, either we will go with online methods or traditional or conventional methods, and how can we interact with the customers. Even nowadays AI based chatbots are available so that it will provide the right information to the customers without any delay. So these are all the various elements that we have influencing the marketing decisions by using technological environment. Now the next one, legal environment. Does the law will influences the decisions? Yes. Whatever the actions that the marketers are undertaking should be lawful. Otherwise, immediate actions will be taken. Marketing decisions strongly affected by laws pertaining to the competition, the price setting, distribution, arrangement, advertising, etc. There are different laws governing all the activities of marketing, which we have to consider before taking any decision. For example, I want to provide the product at the lowest price, or free of price to the customers. Can I implement that immediately? No, there are certain rules and regulations with respect to competition laws that we need to follow. Like that, if we are not following, then the company might also be seized. Other aspects that we have, intellectual property rights, consumer protection acts, advertising standards. So there is a regulatory agency that will defines the advertisement, to whom that you can telecast your advertisement and how we can telecast, competition laws and all. So all these are the legal environmental factors that needed to be considered before taking the decisions. Next one, last one that we have, it is socio-cultural factors. Now, this socio and cultural factors will influences need, preferences, and expectations of customers. Now, these factors will include lifestyle of the people, their culture, their values, beliefs, their social class, income levels, habits, the languages that they know, they speak. So, all these are the various socio-cultural factors. Now these will influences the development of a product, distribution of a product, as well as pricing of a product. So this will support product design, pricing, distribution channels, etc. So these are the various micro and macro environmental factors that are influencing the decisions. Now the last one that we have, why it is important to go for to analyze the marketing environment, because strategic plans needed to be prepared. That means we needed to adjust our strategies according to the competitors, adjust marketing strategies according to the marketing factors. Like customer has changed their taste and preferences, competitor is moving advanced. How we will know this one? We needed to study on our marketing environment. Next one, identify the marketing opportunities. How we will identify the opportunities? By analyzing the competitors, by analyzing the market. What are the changes that are taking place in the market? Once we will analyze that one, definitely we will identify what are the opportunities present for us. Next one, in order to conduct a competitor analysis. So competition, why we need to conduct? Because there are many people are available in the market. We want to be unique. How I can be unique? So identify what the others are doing, how effectively that I can implement in my organization, that is create an USP to us. And at the same time, this uniqueness will help an organization to gain competitive advantages and react well in industry changes. Whatever the changes that are taking place, we will be updated when we are effectively monitoring our environment. Next, the next element that we have, it is mitigating the risk. There is always risk involved in every business activity with respect to even marketing also. Now, how can we predict the risk involved in a decision? We needed to analyze the market. How we needed to analyze? By considering by evaluating the micro, macro and internal environmental factors. Once we will identify what is the potential danger present with respect to our product, so that we will be ready with alternatives available, so that we can able to reduce its effect onto our market, our organization. And the next one that we have, it is gain customer insights. We are going to analyze. Insights is in-depth analysis about something. Now we are going to analyze, so that we can able to develop a new product ideas, as well as the price and advertising campaigns. All these things can be effectively conducted when we will gain customer insights, what they want, what they are expecting. So these are the various points that are explaining us how well that the marketing is important for an marketing environmental analysis is important for an organization. So optimizing the resources, so that our ROI, return on investment, can be maximized. So this is the end for today's session. Thank you, one and all.